what's the most effective way that I can take to achieve the level of game and SMV where women accept me having multiple women? Okay. But still want to have a relationship with me and not just sex. Okay. So you want a main and you want like side pieces. Is that what you open on your end and closed on their ends? Like you want the Justin Waller effect is what you, or the Michael Sartain effect. Made good progress. Not there yet. Want to make sure I develop that effectively. Okay. So when we talk about money, muscles, and game, okay, that's the trifecta. We can also look at it as health, wealth, and relationships. All three of those, money, muscles, game, all that, health, wealth, relationships, that is the sum total of all that is your frame. That is remember, when I talk about frame is not something that is separate from those. It is the amalgamation, right? It is the trifecta. It is the gestalt of money, muscles, and game. There's your gestalt. That's your vocabulary word for today, children. It is the sum total of all of that. So all of that becomes the world into which a woman wants to enter. So if you are going to get into a position like Mike, you've got to be at an elite level. The one thing that the female delusion calculator doesn't do is it only goes up to $500,000 a year. It doesn't go to $1 million. It doesn't go to 5 million. It does. One of the things I couldn't do with CJ Sparks on the very first episode of Access Vegas. She was like, I need a guy who makes $5 million a year. I'm like, really? Because she makes quite a bit of money. And so that's a criteria for women who want to have a quote unquote long-term relationship, right? Now, I love CJ like a sister, and I know the kind of guys she gets with. I also happen to know that there's a lot of women who are like fitness models who are like part of the girls that we have on Access Vegas. And they'll be like, I want a guy with a sweet heart and a good heart and a good soul. He's got to be dependable and loyal. And he's got to look like a Chippendales dancer too. So let's put that one on the table as well, because all these women who say it's what's on the inside that counts. Yeah, because usually what's on the outside is already taken care of for them. These are the ones that are dating Brock the bartender and Brock the quarterback, Brock Purdy the quarterback. Thank you very much, Michael Sartain. But the outside's already taken care of. So that's why they tend to focus on those kinds of things. And so that's why money tends to be something that they look at. Trust me, the girls that are on our show that, these are elite level hot chicks. And by the way, I don't have the exact numbers on this, but I just from being part of the show for over a year now, I will tell you this, that these women make a lot of money and they are exceptionally good looking. Most average guys would be like, it would if Stephanie the big boobies, or if Elizabeth Chevalier were to say, go look her up, Playboy Planet. I think she's at something like, or hell, you can even Amanda Nicole, 8.7 million followers on Instagram. She had Playboy Planet, and she's a little heavy for my tastes, but I get why she's popular. Between her and between Sydney from our fitness girl Sydney, like Sydney's does it for me. Maybe not so much Amanda. I like Amanda. She's very nice. I understand why she's attractive. Don't get me wrong. But between those girls, I think that if you were to walk those girls through like average dudes, it would be like seeing a wild animal walk through, and they would lose their mind. They wouldn't know what to do with them. And I don't think that so just to get with that girl in the first place is like just to monogamously, closed on your end, closed on her end. That's the dream girls and children with dynamite. That's the dream girl. I would never want to get with anyone else if I had a girl that looked like that and act like that. And she was so sweet and so nice, although she's the one that like bashed in the windshield in that one video. But I would love to get with a girl like that. I would never do anything wrong. I'd be loyal. I'd be the perfect boyfriend. Oh, if you'd only choose me, pick me. Now, there's the average guy. And then there's the guy who's like, so to the average guy to say, I wonder if I could get that girl to be my main. Well, I got side pieces too. It's like you're speaking Swahili. It's like you're speaking a foreign language. Like it's not even an afterthought. It doesn't even enter their brains. And the reason is because those guys will never be at the elite level that, like, say, Mike Sartain or Justin Waller. And I'm only using their names because those are the guys I happen to know personally. There's other guys that do the same thing. They have a main and they have their side pieces. It's open on their end and closed on the girl's end. And Mike has a little bit different arrangement with Kylie. Now, Kylie and Mike have been together for a year now. She is 21, I guess, coming up on 22. And it's closed on her end and open on his end, but she's the one who sources their fun time with other girls, right? So that's just how their situation works. It's a little bit different than, like, say, Justin Waller, who's just like, I'm just going to hit it if it's there. And then his main is like, okay with that because she understands how high value. She's not going, trust me, the Justin Waller's main girl is not going to leave him because she understands just how high a value he is. And most guys can't even sniff at that elite level. I can't. I'll tell you right now, I couldn't do that. I couldn't do that. Not now. I mean, I like, it's nice to be, like, flirted with by, girls half your age. That's fine, fun. But that's, like, I don't make the kind of money that I could even entertain that thought right now. And people think I'm way more paid than I actually am. But I mean, I live comfortable. I buy the things I want. I buy expensive guitars. I don't buy McLarens. I buy expensive guitars because that's what I want. I have a Camaro. I want it, right? I don't need a McLaren. It'd be nice to have one, but it's not something I'm going to go pursue. Right? I can have what I want, but the thing is like, I'm not at that elite level. Not like money muscles game. The money part, I don't even sniff at, like, Justin Waller or Mike probably makes more money than I do. I'm pretty sure he does. I'm dead ass certain he does. Just by him not having kids, he makes more money than I do. So what is it that allows for that? What is the buffer that allows for a guy to have a main and then have her accept side pieces, or go out and get side pieces for him? It's usually because that guy is so high level that woman accepts and understands and acknowledges the fact that he's so high level, she couldn't do better. Remember what I said about the hypergamous question or the hypergamous doubt, which is he the best I can do? Those dudes answer that question there's no doubt that those guys are the best that those women can do. And any guy that comes after that, you want to talk about alpha widows? Imagine you are even just a side piece for one of these guys. Yeah, you're basically the alpha widow for them. And they're hoping against hope that they're going to be able to lock you down. That's why guys who are of that caliber have to be very careful when it comes to, like, birth control. Like, Rap the Rascal, because women are motivated to. It's like what was it, the NBA, when they put out that notice for NBA players saying, be careful, make sure you flush the condom if you're on the road and you are hooking up with girls, because women have been scooping out, artificially inseminating themselves. They had to put out a league-wide memo to all players who are on the road, right? Because they were worried about, like, paternity suits for these guys and get trapped. PJ Washington and Brittany Renner is a good example of this, right? Baby trapped. So guys who are of that elite level where they can say, you know what, I'm so high level that if you don't want to be my main, I'm okay with that, because there's probably 4 or 5 other girls who want to be, because they recognize that I'm high level. Most guys never achieve that, nor even the guys who do, the very rare, like, a fraction of 1% of guys will go, yeah, maybe I want to have some side pieces, have the ego and the self, presence of mind to say, you know what, I'm going to have a main. I'm not going to do it the traditional way. Closed on your ends, open on my ends. For most guys, that's a really rare animal. So before you start saying, well, how do I get to that? I could tell you right now, you've got to earn a lot of money. You've got to be in peak physical shape. Even, some ways, money, muscles, and games. Sometimes money will offset physique. Sometimes physique will offset money. Game can offset either one. It could be a force multiplier or detriment to you, just depends. But the combination, an extreme combination of all of those, is really what leads to the situation you're trying to get into, Yuri.